Welcome everyone. Today is number 19 of the 21-day series, Cryptocurrency Consciousness. And today I'd like to talk about value, but value from who we really are. I'll indulge you. Yes, we've been looking at value from the old prospect, the old. Let's just call it the old concept of how we used to measure value, how we used to believe that something was value. All right. So from the premise that we've been seeing in these 21 days, cryptocurrency consciousness, we started to see that without the existence of blockchain, without the creation of cryptocurrency, we only had one model of how things have been on this planet. One model on how we used to look at ourselves and interpret ourselves and see how it is so that we are agreeing that this is valuable and this isn't, that this can become more valuable and this is going to lose value. You see? So until blockchain and cryptocurrency didn't appear, to have these conversations with anyone, to expand the vision of what true value is, was always sort of denied or not wanted to go there because things are working out well. Let's not go there. Let's not even contemplate it. Let's just keep things the way they were. But hey, a situation occurred. These circumstances occurred, and all of a sudden, because of this so-called pandemic, that for circumstances outside of ourselves, everything that was valuable, the financial market has crashed, and it's going to take a while, if we're going to carry on in the old way, that everything was considered value now needs to be rebuilt. But this is where I cannot carry on with a conversation like that. Things weren't working before for me, and it just felt like the same business model had to create the same value through doing the same thing over and over again. And if the hamster wheel ought to stop, like it's doing now, then it will just trickle down. And now we're left with no value. You see? Because the human being isn't working and doing things, the value has decreased. You've just seen it now in the world. This is a perfect example to see that the old system doesn't work. So how can it be that value can just disappear from one day to another because a human being stops working? Because you're all in your houses. Take a moment just to sit with that. How can true value just appear and disappear because of an action, a business model? Many businesses and industries, hotels and things like that, have crumbled right now, because there wasn't that normal circulation that keeps going. Someone switched it off. Who? We switched off by doing and behaving in the same way. So the old model, let's just say, it's infused with limitation and conditional. It's conditional. If this happens, this value will be produced. If this doesn't happen, value will decrease. But what if we look at who we really are? You as a non-physical, multidimensional being, the creator of reality, is the true value. You always exist. We've been looking away from it for so long, and that's why it's taken so long to see it, because we've been distracted, pleasantly called this way. Don't pay any attention to that. Just keep doing and thinking the same thing, and so the battery can just keep working. And we've been led to believe that value is something outside of ourselves. But this is a perfect scenario that's actually happened in the 3D reality, where everything stopped. If everything stops, do you cease to exist? Are you now being considered with no value, unworthy? What is true value? And with the creation now of this grid, which I call blockchain and cryptocurrency, the digitization of any physical and non-physical assets, I might say, you'll begin to see it in the second stage, once we distance ourselves from banks and money. But the digitization of tokens and coins of cryptocurrency, the cryptography, there's even now, that started now in the United States, athletes have become now a focus of where to tokenize, given value to his athletic career. You can now buy tokens that represent that specific athlete's career, which means, let me give you something physical, non-physical in the ethers to focus on. So can you imagine all that energy that you're focusing onto that athlete and believing, giving you reason to focus that and believing in his abilities? This is what we've been doing all along. But now there's a representation through cryptocurrency that is actually demonstrating what it is that you're doing with your attention, with your focused awareness, your consciousness. That is the true value. And without you being aware of it, it is dormant, asleep. There are also coins on the blockchain that represent football teams. How much attention and excitement and higher levels of energy frequency we give out when we go and watch a game. Look into it. Everything is being digitized and acknowledged. This is true value. It is about focusing back on the individual, of its frequency, its consciousness. There is the truth. It is bringing yourself back to reconciling that the old way is flawed in so many ways. And the only reason why we were believing it, because we didn't have an alternative. And this is why I'm so appreciative of this grid called blockchain, where it is decentralized and it is now acknowledging that we can bring into our awareness this digitization, cryptography, which is a representation of your actual abilities, your purpose, your calling, your passion. You love to play football, you love to play the piano, you love to play, you're a creator, you're an artist, you're an actor, you're a dancer, you're a painter. You are here to do just that. Whereas in the old system, there were certain things that were considered valuable. How many times have you heard, "No, that's not going to make you a good living. Go for doctor, lawyer, and so on, because writing books or being a painter is not going to give you the worthiness that the world will see you with." It's bollocks. It's been bollocks. It's never sounded true to me at all. But now with the representation, the manifestation of this alternative blockchain and cryptocurrency, we're starting to appreciate, and actually during this lockdown, cryptocurrency and certain coins have begun to become more firm and got a strong foot now in the market. Yes, out of all the coins that are being created, maybe 20% will make it to the second round. But by noticing what technology focusing on what things that you actually feel can be of the collective benefit and expansion. This is the first part where we start to become more selective. You become more impeccable with your frequency, with your vibration. Where you place your attention, it cannot just be scattered. It has to be laser focused. So we can declutter the ones that really have that has that standard of higher level of consciousness. We must become impeccable with it. But first you need to start to see it is a completely different perspective from the old perspective of what we really believed was value to the true value. And if you cannot see and be awake to the fact that you are the creator of reality, and that is the ultimate value, you are it. That is truth. And you know that. And until you cannot hold that as truth, we do not need to sit around a round table to come to the agreement that you are the true value into this world. It is a known thing. When we all tap in, we acknowledge each other. We acknowledge. And that, my loves, is the ultimate level of consciousness that is coming to become our new normal. And blockchain and cryptocurrency is assisting us all to see that. What is true value? And if you cannot see it within you, it is just a matter of waking up and questioning everything that you've been led to believe from before. Because it's a completely different perspective. It's a completely different approach to creating pure abundance on this planet. There is no need of dependency, of a one authority. Things can be done on a completely different basis. If we just wake up to who we really are and hold that higher level of standard, our true value will be seen and acknowledged and confirmed by each and every individual within themselves. Could never be better. I'll see you tomorrow.